Hi, Dr. Warren here, Program Chair of the Masters in Teaching and Learning with Technology, and we're going to go through week 2 of your EDU600 course. In week 2, you have a few assignments. Notice that we have the draft and the reflection of the learning outcomes activity, and then you will submit that as your final week assignment. And we also have a blog for you. So it's not as busy as last week was. Let's go ahead and take a look. The learning outcomes assignment is a very, very important assignment. Learning outcomes is one of the most important things that you will learn how to develop as an instructional designer and as an online educator. Learning outcomes are the foundation of every lesson that you ever develop. So take some time and really sink your teeth into learning outcomes this week, please. So if we take a look, notice that there's some examples of what learning outcomes look like. There's a lot of resources on learning outcomes. And then we have you writing your own learning outcomes, okay? Now, I want to actually go into what you're going to be doing for this learning outcome assignment. So if you want to think about your learning outcomes for your online course, there's course learning outcomes for the whole course, and then you're going to be designing 2 modules, and there will be module learning outcomes for each of the modules. Those will be closely aligned to your bigger course learning outcomes, okay? So the learning outcomes are, what is it you want your students to be able to do? What do you want them to know when they finish your lesson? So you've got some big ideas for your course, and then you start teaching those lessons and you narrow it down. In this lesson, I want them to be able to do this. In this lesson, I want them to be able to do this. So the lessons are your module learning outcomes, okay? So I hope that's helpful as you narrow down from the course learning outcomes to the module learning outcomes. And then you're going to go ahead and describe your topic and your kind of the high level goal, and then the course learning outcomes and the module learning outcomes, and they have to be learning outcomes are measurable. It's something that you can see the student do. You can't see them understand. So understand is not a learning outcome. You can see them build, you can see them create, you can see them apply. So take a look at that Bloom's taxonomy that's provided here, where you get those verbs for your learning outcomes. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to confuse you too much. Once you get into this assignment, it will start to make sense to you. But spend time on this assignment. It's going to be the foundation of everything you do for all the rest of your courses for your online educator mini course. Okay? Again, the UCU reflection has some questions for you, and just kind of brainstorm your ideas by Wednesday, get it to the instructor. The instructor is going to turn it around and help you narrow down those learning outcomes, make sure you're on track so that you can get that final version in by the end of the week. In the blog, you're going to write a little bit about blended learning. Blended learning is not traditional face-to-face, not hybrid, or not completely online. It's a combination of face-to-face and online. Live interaction, maybe on ground in a classroom, but also online. So this is a nice little topic to talk about, okay? Okay, and you have one more little blog, and this is about kind of the components that go into online learning, and the examples are over here to the right, and you're going to discuss, kind of go into a little bit more detail in some of these components in this blog. So 2 blogs. And the final assignment, come on. And the final assignment is you're polishing up your learning outcomes based on the feedback that you got from your instructor, okay? So that's week 2. Have a great week. Thanks.